your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? We back again with another In the Car Chronicles, man. And y'all already know what I need y'all to do with this video, man. Like, share, and subscribe to this video, y'all. Turn this one up for me, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. We're gonna call this story right here today the dumbest beef of all time. This is a crazy situation, man, but we on Lawrenceville for this story right here, man. This was a wild one, man, but I can remember being in 60 building, man. We in 60 building for the second time. Not the first time when I was in there when it was out of control. This is my second time in 60 building in the story right here, man. But I remember being in 60 building, it was crazy because the first time I was in there, it was like majority of older people, like not really super duper old heads, but like dudes that were at least in their middle 30s and stuff like that and up. So it was like, it was a whole different type of ball game back then. This time around, I'm in 60 building, it's like, it's spread it out. It's more like 30 building. It's more like when I was on the other side of the yard. So like, while I was over there, man, like it was all type of different personalities of people over there, man. Like, you know, in the pod this time, like, you know, I'm dealing with a few dudes that was from Norfolk. It's a lot of dudes in there from Richmond. You know what I mean? It was like, it was probably, I'll say at least about 5 of us in there, 5 dudes from Norfolk, and like 3 of us really kick it. So the other 2 were old heads, and like they was cool, but we would kick it with them sometime too, though. You know, they were still from the town. But Richmond probably had about 10 dudes in there, you know what I mean? Like young boys, dudes our age, and the old heads, you know what I mean? So they probably had like 10 people. So like, it was a lot of stuff going on in there, man. Everybody was in there doing them. People trying to get money. People staying out the way, man. It was a good pod. But it was wild because what I noticed about this pod, like, it was sort of the same when I was in 30 building, man. But like, it was a few people in there that didn't have TVs, man. Like, and dudes that don't have TVs, you're going to know the people that don't have TVs in there, man, because it's so crazy ironic that the ones that don't have TVs like to watch TV. Like, it's wild. So the dudes that don't have TVs, you'll know that they don't have TVs because they'll be sitting at the front at the table right there, and they'll be watching the big TV, which is the free TV, which is the TV that you only can watch when you're out at rec. Soon as the doors close, don't get comfortable watching the show and you got to come back in your cell, and you know what I mean, you trying to get all comfortable because you watching the TV in the pod. I hate those type of dudes, man, because like for real though, man, like, you know, you can't get that comfortable into a program or whatever you watching, man. So they used to have the dudes at the TV, man. Those would be the guys that, you know, didn't have TV because the way they used to look at the big one out in the pod. Now, while I'm in 60 building, it was sort of the same way, but a little bit more. It was more because it was a lot of old heads that was coming from like just getting locked back up again, coming from receiving, and they was sending them straight to Sussex too. And when they was just getting locked up again, and they was sending them straight to Lawrenceville. And when you come from receiving to the real prison, like, you don't have no property. So I guess a lot of the old heads couldn't spend $200 and get a 13-inch TV, because that's what we had on Lawrenceville around that time. So it used to be like a decent pack of dudes, man, that used to be at the TV. Majority old heads, some young mixed in. There used to be a decent amount of guys at the TV watching TV, man. So like, while we in there, the whole time I'm in there, I'm running around messing with the la-la. I'm staying out the way. Like, this is a whole new environment for me because I just got kicked out of 30 building, basically. The sergeant moved me. So like, I'm just trying to adapt to what's going on. So the whole time I'm in there, it won't no incidents because everybody's job was chilling. It won't like the dudes was in there like, yo, we're going to get the beefing because Richmond's super deep and all of that. The red team was in there too, and the blue team. But it was like everybody was ducked off. Everybody was chilling. Everybody was minding their own business, man. It seemed like on that side of the yard, they really didn't care about the wine. So the wine was coming up over there crazy. The wine was coming up over there crazy. You just had to make sure it wasn't nobody that shake, rattle, and roll that was making that wine, though, y'all. So boom. What? With that being said, though, I'm buying the wine over there, man. It was a dude in the bar beside me that was selling the wine. He used to sell some good wine. So, like, the wine was over there. So, me and my guys chilling. They're like, we ain't doing nothing. We staying out the way. I had got a pack when I first came over there. When I was still getting a pack from the other side, I handled that business. And I still had that lingering on from when I went the first time. So, I'm chilling in the junkyard. But I can remember this one time when I was in the cell, man. It was me and my homeboy in there. We had just finished hitting the roll-up game. You know what I mean? We had hit the Feezy earlier. Bro popped up with the roll-up. I'm like, yeah, you come to my cell, hit that joint. So he came on my cell, rolled it up. Me and him start hitting the roll-up. So while we in the pod, while we in the cell chilling, We in that joint chilling. Like, it's probably like around, like, it's the summertime too. I'll never forget this because it was like the summertime, and like, for real, it was about to be dinner time soon. You know what I mean? So like, I can remember being in, and it was about to be dinner time soon. So while me and bro in the cell chilling, I hear like some two dudes arguing. Like, so we like, man, so we hitting the roller. We like, yo, who was that? So I'm sitting on the bed. He get up from the box. My man get up from the box. He go to my door and look. He like, we gonna call the old head from out my way, man. We gonna call him Jimbo, man. He was like, oh, that's Jimbo, man. He out there arguing with Frank. We gonna call the other dude he arguing with Frank. He was like, he out there arguing with Frank, man. Now, Jimbo and Frank, they were two old heads. One from Tidewater, one was from Richmond. Now, Jimbo so happened to be from Norfolk. You know what I mean? He so happened to be an old head from Norfolk. The other one, Frank, he was so happened to be an old head from Richmond. Now, seeing like both of them had got locked up and they just threw them in the penitentiary again, and they don't really have nothing except going to child, your little commissary here and there, gamble a little here and there, chase a little this here and there. Like, they ain't had nothing going on. So to hear them arguing, it wasn't nothing unfamiliar because they stayed beefing about the little other stuff, sports, this and that, debates about this. So they were kind of like the loud mouse in the pod sometimes, you know what I mean? But these two people were the two dudes in the pod that definitely didn't have no TV. So like, yeah, that's Jimbo and Frank down there arguing. I'm like, arguing about what? Like, what they arguing about, bro? Like, what he was like, man, I don't know, man. So I'm hitting the roll up. I'm like, so as I'm still hitting the roll up, I hear the junk get louder. So I'm like, what's this? What they got going on? I get up and go look out the door. He move out the way a little bit. Let me look. I'm like, and I just see Jimbo like, man, no. Cuz, man, that ain't, nah, look, you ain't hogging the TV. You ain't gonna do this with the TV. Nah, look, this ain't your TV. This ain't your TV. The dude Frank was like, this ain't your TV. What you talking about? This ain't your TV either, Shaw. You can't tell me what to do. So they going back and forth about a state TV. Now, don't get me wrong, like, Lawrenceville was the first place I seen when I got there. They had flat screen TVs, like they had like the little pole pause, and they put the flat screen up there. It might, I don't know what size it been. Maybe it was a 65-inch in our pod. I'm thinking that's what it was. And I didn't even really know about sizes and all of that and all, you know what I mean? That was my first time really seeing a big screen flat TV, y'all, when I got to Lawrenceville. So boom. Now, is that a TV to be fighting over? I don't think it's a TV to be fighting over, man. But like, that was an argument that I never really witnessed on Lawrenceville. Over the TV? I never seen that though, man, but I'm letting you know now. It's something that can happen because these dudes don't have televisions. And they arguing about this stuff like it's theirs. And they don't even they not even planning to get a television, man. So like, it's a little weird, but you see them going back and forth. They going back and forth about the TV. So me and bro, like, man, we finished the roll up. We put the joint out. So like, man, let's go stand on the tier. So we want to stand on the tier just to be nosy. So we standing on the tier just watching the jump, you know what I mean? So we seeing, it ain't look like it was going to get violent. It was just a bunch of loud talk, you know what I mean? So that jump was crazy. So I look up, I see Jimbo Jai like walking away a little bit. He kind of like walking away a little bit. And so that's when he kind of walked away. It was some other dudes standing by the TV and they kind of got out the way. And when they got out the way, I looked and it was Maury on the TV. It was the Maury Povich show. So like now around this time right here, that's something that a lot of people watching anyway, like in prison. Like I'm letting you know now, like dudes be locked in on that, you the father, not the father, all that Maury drama, cheated on my baby mama. Like dudes is locked in on that material. You hear me? That's the type of material dudes gonna really watch. Dudes gonna go in the cell and watch that material, be honest with y'all, man. So I see him move out the way. Maury is on the TV. Now, Maury always was on the TV when we was about to go to dinner, like 3-4 o'clock. Maury is always on the TV. So like that's definitely gonna be going down. Unless something is on, or unless somebody done changed it, or it's something on Maury nobody's gonna watch. So they going back and forth a little bit, then it chilled out. So I was like, man, we found out they was over there arguing about the Maury show. So like, I'm joking about it, y'all. Like, I'm joking like, there's nowhere in the world they was arguing over Maury. You know what I mean? My homeboy like, man, Maury always on the TV, man. How they arguing over Maury? I'm like, man, I don't know, man. I was like, but as soon as they moved out the way, I seen they was watching Maury. I said, you know, they got to be arguing about the TV. So my man was like, man, both of them old heads in the way, man. I ain't worrying about none of them. So they chilled out and want no more argument. So I looked up and I seen Jimbo. Jimbo start walking laps. He started walking laps around the pod. Now, Jimbo was a short dude slightly. I'll give him, he's shorter than me, so I give him like 5'8", 5'7", or something like that. But he was bald-headed. He had the light beard. He had a little gray in it right here. Like, his joint was super gray at the goatee game, the whole joint. You know what I mean? And he was somebody that just stayed at the TV all day. Now, the dude, Frank, was a little bit taller than him. A little bit bigger because he was kind of like a fat dude, slightly, not really like a big crazy fat dude, but he had a little size to him, man. And Frank had the little fro that had a little gray in it. Both of them were old heads in their 50s. You know what I mean? You could tell 50s or better. I don't know how old they was, but it got to be 50 or better game. But Frank was a little bit bigger than him. You know what I mean? So Jimbo walking laps. Me and my man still standing on the top tier. So my other homeboy came over there and stood where we was at. And then the dude that sleep on the other side that I rock with, he came over there. He went from Norfolk. He walked over there and stood by the laundry area because my cell by the laundry area. So he stood by the laundry area there now. So we all just over there just kicking it really. We're not even talking about what they had going on. Like I just guessed that it was over to Maury or whatever the case. So we just standing on the top tier just tripping like, and we about to be on standby for child. So as we standing there just tripping, Jimbo walking laps looking like a psycho. So when he come around like on like lap 3, he stopped. He made sure he caught eye contact with my homeboy. He was like, my homeboy was like, Jimbo, what's up, man? What's going on, man? You all right? He like, yeah, I'm gonna be good. Yeah, I'm gonna be good. Yeah, that's how Jimbo used to talk. Yeah, I'm gonna be good. Yeah, I'm gonna be good. Like, man, I said, man, you ain't gonna be good, man. Let me find out, man. You getting mad over this TV, Jimbo, man. He be like, no, see, y'all tripping. Y'all don't know what this man trying to do. Y'all don't know what this man trying to do. We like, what? What he trying to do? Wait, Maury, what you talking about? He was like, no, he trying to watch the junk. Wait, this way. This way, the Maury show the preview of what it's gonna be about tomorrow. He trying to watch that junk. I ain't trying to watch that, nephew. I ain't trying to watch that, man. I said, man, what is he trying to watch, bro? What is you talking about, bro? He was like, man, look, I don't even want to say it loud. I don't want to say it loud, but just wait till the preview of Maury come back on the TV, and I'm gonna tell you to look at it. You'll see. So I'm like, man, all right, man. You know what I mean? He was like, man, all right. So he dipped off and did some more laps. So as soon as he started walking the lap, lady said, stand by for child. Stand by for child. So I go on my cell, grab my shirt. My man, everybody was ready. So I get my shirt. First, we was just standing by the joint at first. We like, man, we about to go downstairs. They had hamburgers, so everybody dipped downstairs. So we standing like a little bit under where we were standing at the top, which is close to the front door when we exit out. So we right there, we standing there. The TV is right here, by the way, too. So as we standing right there, the joint that came on, I looked over at Jimbo. Jimbo was like, hey, Weezer, look, y'all look. So we looking at the junk. The junk came on. The junk was like, Maury was in the crowd. He had the sign. He was like, is she a man or is he a girl? And he had the sign. I was like, and he was looking, I was like, so you know, in the pod is loud. Like, this is my first, I didn't know Maury do this stuff. And I watched Maury. I never seen this before. I'm being honest with y'all. Man, I promise you, man. I'm like, I see that what the sign says, is you a man or a woman? I'm like, so I'm like, what they saying though? So we get close to the TV, like, cut it up. Cut the joint up. Maury was like, is he a man or is he a woman? What is it? What is it? The dude was like, dude in the crowd was like, I think he a woman. I think that's a woman right there, Maury. He started going to other people in the crowd. It was, I think that's a woman. That's a woman right there. That's a woman. Everybody was happy. The dudes, they thought they was on a Price is Right game, y'all. So boom. I'm sitting there like, yo, what is going on here on national television, man? What is this about? I didn't know what was going on. I know Jerry Springer gets spicy from here to there, but at the end of the day, this was wild right here. Like, he actually made this a show? Maybe I didn't watch Maury like that when I got to Lawrenceville. I'm gonna be honest with you, man, but I never saw this. Maury up that joke. I promise you, the TV is on. Maury is up there asking if this a woman or man. Then you had dudes in the pod looking, and then next thing you know, the dude told Maury he think that's a woman. Maury was like, all right, let us know who you are. The lady straight, like she did something, man. She pulled up her dress and had on some Timbs. Like, I don't know what this is about, but that was a man, Buddha, so boom. Man, so I'm like, oh, so this like, guess if this is a man or a woman? That's what this is. He was like, yeah, man, ain't nothing but the Transformers up there, da-da-da-da-da. That's all they got up there. He trying to watch a show, they got that. So the dude, Frank, was like, man, I can watch whatever I want to watch. I watch Maury. Anything Maury bring on, I watch. What's the problem with that? We guessing if that's a man or a woman. What's the problem with that, Shawty? I don't care about guessing if that's a man or a woman. So everybody just looking at these guys like, man, these guys are psychos for real, man. But I think the older you get in penitentiary, man, the more burnt out you get, man. So boom, these people arguing about a Maury show, if this a man or a woman. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm not watching that show. Like, I kind of feel like the old head Jimbo feel. I feel like that a little bit, man. But at the same time, though, like, man, like, you know, like, I ain't gonna be up here arguing with dude over their situation. If dudes want to watch that junk, dudes want to watch that junk. That's like if I see people up there watching that junk, my scanner ain't even gonna last to scan all these people to see if everybody's shake, rattle, and roll watching this, man. Because to be honest with you, man, a lot of these dudes just watching it because it's on the television, man. Because they don't have a television. And that's the reason why a lot of these dudes is watching this, man. So that's how I felt. I was on both sides about it, but at the end of the day, I didn't have nothing to do with it. Ladies say, exit out for child. Exit out for child. We leave out. We get to walk into the child hall. We moving. Walking to the child, everybody that's in the pack with me, they like, hey man, for real though, man, Maury wild for that, man. He got a bunch of Transformers up there. Tell me get the crowd to act. You see dudes in the crowd all happy. You know what I mean? Talk about that's a man or a woman making a guess. My homeboy was like, man, that joint crazy, man. I ain't watching that joint either, man. My other homeboy was like, yeah, my celly be in my cell watching my TV, watching Maury while I be out in the park. He was like, he ain't watching that though. He ain't watching that though. So I was like, yo, my opinion on it, I was like, Maury wild for that. Like, I was like, Maury wild for that, man. So like, I was like, as far as Jimbo though, I was like, man, Jimbo need to mind his business though. I was like, cause they ain't Jimbo TV, that's the state TV. So dudes were like, yeah, I feel that. Like, yo, Jimbo taking it a little too far. You know what I mean? So we get in the child hall, we get to the table before Jimbo get there. So Jimbo get his tray, he come around, there's 3 of us at the table. He said, I was like, yo, Jimbo, come here, man. He came and sat down. I was like, man, for real though, man. I was like, you ready to, you don't do it, was about to go to fist over that though, man. He was like, man, listen, nephew, when the last time you been in the jail? I was like, man, it's been a long time since I've been in the jail. I've been down double digits. He was like, well, look, people ain't watching that. Is that a man or a woman or Maury in the jail, nephew? People ain't watching that, man. I just was in the jail. People ain't watching that at 8/11. At 8/11, people ain't watching that, nephew. People is not watching that, man. We turn the channel on that. We watch the news. We do anything except watch that. We'll watch everything else Maury got. But we ain't watching that though, man. So forget that, man. I ain't bowing down to him. He think I'm scared of him or something, man, because he taller. I ain't scared of him, nephew. I'm like, yo, look, I get it though, man. I was like, but still though, man, just don't watch it, man. Just let him watch what he gonna watch. Then you get back to you. You know what I mean? He was like, I don't want to look at it, nephew. I said, so you rather get into it with this man about, he said, I'm not gonna let him horse me. He said, you already know me and him be out there with the TV, man. He said, I come out there and clean the tables up, sweep around the tables. I said, man, they got workers that do that shit, man. What are you talking about? He was like, man, no, I come out there and make it nice out there so I can watch TV. I said, man, you still think you in the fucking jail, man. I said, you not in the jail no more where you clean up, you get the fucking rights of the TV in the morning. I said, niggas don't bit like that no more, man. You late as a bitch, man. He was like, how I'm late? I said, bro, because you ready to goddamn get into it with a nigga from Richmond over goddamn Maury. He was like, over Maury with that goddamn fruity shit. I was like, man, shit, I ain't know what to tell him, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Like, he won't agree. Everybody at the table weak. Niggas is weak. Like, yo, nah, forget that. Niggas boosting up. Nah, fuck that. Don't let him watch that shit. Goddamn Jimbo, nah, Jimbo, don't let him watch that shit, man. Hell nah, Jimbo, I don't blame you. So I'm like, man, y'all niggas chill out, man. But Jimbo mean what he say. Jimbo ain't letting it slide, y'all. So boom. Goddamn, as we get to walking back from the child hall, we moving, going back. So Jimbo walking with us, be like, yo, for real, you about to get into him? Jimbo like, man, listen, he put it on Maury tomorrow. I'm turning the channel and it's whatever from there. If it's gonna be up, it's gonna be up. I'm like, man, that's crazy. I was like, this is about to be a Norfolk versus Richmond beef over Maury Povich, man. He was like, no, it ain't over Maury Povich. I ain't backing down, nephew. And I ain't telling y'all to do nothing y'all don't want to do. But like, at the end of the day, it's gonna probably be a one-on-one with me and him anyway. A nigga jump in and shit. Y'all niggas better come save my ass. I said, man, we ain't gonna let nobody jump your ass, man. I said, man, when you wildin' though, goddamn Jimbo, man. I said, man, this shit's stupid, man. So we get back to the pod. When we get back to the pod, I think somebody overheard what we was talking about as we was walking back to the building. So when we come back in the pod, the dude from Richmond, the dude Frank, standing right there. He's standing right by the TV. He's standing right by the TV. This man got the remote in his hand. He got the remote. These dudes was aggressive when it came to this TV in the pod, man. I'm letting y'all know now, these were some aggressive maniacs, man. These definitely was some maniacs, some old maniacs. When we walked back in the pod, I seen the dude Frank, man. He's standing there. He looking strong as hell in his goddamn outfit. He got on these little ass sweatpants with a goddamn thermal shirt, little young as a bitch. He old as a bitch in the body. He got the remote control in his hand. He like, yeah, I watch what I want to watch. And whenever I want to watch it, shawty, yeah. I ain't worried about what nobody say. If I want to watch Maury tomorrow, I'm going to watch Maury.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments. Get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.